Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be about chemical sensitivities and chemical exposures causing setbacks or waves. So I'm only going to speak from my experience mostly in this video, and truthfully, I haven't had as severe of this symptom as other people. I can talk about what I've heard other people going through, people that are close to me that are also going through withdrawal, drug damage, whatever you want to call it. And so I will maybe mention what they have told me as well. So for me, I am 26 months off, brutal reinstatement of an SSRI, as well as polydrugging and cold turkeying off benzos, which caused akathisia. And so I'm 26 months off that, but I actually had a previous withdrawal to that because I had been on SSRIs for 7 years and I was taken off those very rapidly by a doctor. So that was a first withdrawal from just an SSRI. I reinstated at 2.5 years off because I had so many horrible mental symptoms that I thought I needed drugs, and then had those horrible adverse reactions. And then now I've been off again for 26 months. So the whole total's been 5 years, very long and grueling, but the most recent withdrawal has been 26 months. So my experience with multiple chemical sensitivity is in my first year of this withdrawal, I would have, so my mom tends to use, and I live with my mom, perfumes, hairsprays, cleaners, kind of commercial, regular, normal cleaners that people use, and like body sprays and lots of scented stuff. And I would have to ask her to stop using those products in my first year because I wouldn't get an akathisia flare or necessarily an increase in withdrawal symptoms, but what I would get is more of a histamine type of reaction or an allergic reaction. So I feel my face start to swell up. I would get a massive whopping headache. I would feel nauseous, that kind of stuff. And so my mom, it was a source of tension between us for a long time because I would say, why do you have to use these things? None of them are necessary. Can you please stop? Like, it's causing me to get sick. And it was just such a source of tension. And so eventually she did agree to, if she was spraying something in the bathroom, like a bathroom freshener, she uses those all the time, she would shut the door after and then it wouldn't waft into the whole apartment. I could still smell it, but it wasn't nearly as bad as if the door was left open. Same with my grandma. If I would go to my grandma's place within 30 minutes of her spraying her hairspray, I would have a reaction. And so I had to have a conversation with her. Same with when she had her carpets cleaned. I knew in advance that she was getting them cleaned, and we also had to be there around the time it was getting cleaned for an event, or I forget what it was at the time. And so I had asked her ahead of time, do you know what kind of chemicals they're using to clean the carpet? Can I see, or can you ask them? And so it was always this tiptoeing around and worrying about smells. Now, obviously that is not as severe of a reaction as someone, say, people that I know that I've been close to in this experience who get a major flare up of akathisia or withdrawal symptoms from any type of smell. So whether it's a new car smell or a new carpet smell or paint or polyurethane or, and those are strong chemicals. And I shouldn't say that I wouldn't have reacted to those smells because I'm sure I would have, I just wasn't exposed to them. But I like I said, I didn't get that increase in the benzo antidepressant withdrawal symptoms as a result. It was more of an allergic reaction those type of symptoms. I've never been diagnosed with MCAS, so mast cell activation syndrome, or MCAS, multiple chemical sensitivities, or histamine issues, but I know that typically those aren't diagnosed by a medical doctor, and it's something you almost have to self-diagnose, or you have to get a different type of skilled health professional to get a diagnosis. And it seems to me that those type of things are usually the result of a medication or something like mold. I don't think that it really occurs organically in nature or something that you can just get if you don't have exposure to some of those things, or like Lyme disease. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. And it does seem to me that benzos do cause more of these symptoms than other psychiatric drugs. That's just what I've kind of gathered, my anecdotal evidence. So And over time it's gotten better. So even my mom has commented not that long ago, she said, I feel like you're getting better in the sense that, you know, I've sprayed bathroom sprays, I've sprayed body sprays, perfumes, and you aren't making those comments like, Mom, you know, why are you doing that? I can't believe you just sprayed that, kind of thing. And she said, I've almost done it sneakily, which I think is a little bit mean, and she said, and you didn't make any comment. And so for me, it has gotten better over time, but I know that some people are very affected by this for a much longer time than I was, and in a much more severe way. So that's all I can comment on that. But I do know that, like I said, other people that I'm very close to that have had much worse problems with that. It's very frustrating because, I mean, you can only manipulate your environment so much to such a degree, right? I mean, the ideal situation is to be able to get the body under control, but because nobody really knows what's going on in the body with people who have drug damage or get severe withdrawals, I mean, we don't know how to treat it, or we don't even know what's going on that's causing it. You know, obviously it has something to do with histamine or mast cell, but what does that even mean, and how do you treat it? It's so frustrating because we are kind of blindly navigating this, and that's why the communities are getting bigger and bigger, because there's no help. It's so frustrating. It's terrible. It should never be that way. So if you've had experiences with chemical sensitivities, MCAS, histamine, that you never had prior to psychiatric drugs or any type of pharmaceutical, let me know in the comments. Let me know if yours has improved over time, or if you've had to do anything to help it to improve, if you've done any type of treatments or found a doctor who's literate in that way. Let me know. I'm curious. I always want to gather more and more information about people's experiences with all of these things and all of these drug side effects. So let me know if that's a situation for you. I'm sorry I'm not sorry that I wasn't in worse condition to give you a story about it, but I'm sorry that I wasn't able to, I guess, go into more detail about it because it hasn't been my personal experience. But I definitely have had the allergic type sensitivities since this whole nightmare started. So like I said, let me know your experiences with that and what type of drugs you took and how long you've been off, or if you're still on and having adverse reactions. I just want to gather, like I said, more and more information and people's experience, so I'm better informed, even though it's been 5 years for me and I feel like I've talked to so many people. But even though everyone's different, there are a lot of very similar patterns between people. So yeah, I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.